This video is completely unnecessary, but I'm making it anyway. I think the best word to describe this day was unnecessary. Everything I did today was completely unnecessary, but for some reason it affected me a lot. I wanted to do something for my assignment, which was taking photos of Jewel Mall. Was it necessary for the assignment? Nope, not at all. I was particularly bad in this module, so I'm only depending on my effort to pass. And that effort includes going to Jewel Mall to take some photos with my camera. I hate being alone. A lot of my friends should know that already. It makes me feel too many things. I could do so many things with myself just for being alone. That's why I try my best not to be alone, because it could actually be the biggest risk to my own self. I tried asking my schoolmate if they could join me to do my assignment, but unfortunately they were busy. So, I went alone. The first thing I did when I arrived from the MRT was get myself some lunch. While I was eating, I was on a video call with my parents who are in Italy celebrating my dad's birthday. After that, I just sat there, ate some more, and stared at the fountain. And I was blasting music loudly onto my ears. I never really explored the mall completely, only until the 3rd level. I wasn't aware of there being more floors, and attractions even. I only knew about it while I was reading the brief for my assignment. After eating, I went up to check the top floor and oh my. The view was beautiful. It was cold also. And it was plant full. I thought I'd be able to take photos of the attractions from a distance and after that just go home early to do other work. But then I realized I can't. I have to go to the attraction myself. So I bought tickets and that was the best decision I've ever made that day. The first attraction I went to was the Canopy Park. The moment I entered, I somewhat felt peace. I've never felt this feeling when I'm alone. I was always conflicted just by being around me. But at that moment, I enjoyed being around me. I inhaled the cold air and started taking my pictures. The things were cute. I found myself enjoying taking the photos. And then I turned to a corner. There I saw a sign that said, Mandarin Duck. I'm deeply obsessed with ducks. As food and as cute animals. I saw the ducks and I was trying to take pictures. Oh, but for context, I thought they were just statues. And then it started moving and quacking. That's when I realized, oh my god, it's a real duck. It's a real duck! The smile that lit up on my face was the best feeling I felt that day. I saw a duck. A real one. And a cute one. It was so adorable. Like, oh my god, it's a duck, bro, it's a duck! From then, I enjoyed the whole attraction. I felt peaceful. The music was still blasting into my ears. And I stopped at the foggy bowls? I have no idea how to pronounce it. I'm just gonna say it's bowls. I sat down. I felt so calm. The warmth from the sun was hitting my face. It was like I was recharging before continuing my journey. I felt so peaceful. From that moment, I just kept thinking about life. Has life ever been this peaceful? Will I ever get to experience this feeling again? I also started thinking about my friends. It would have been nice if they were here with me. But at the same time, I enjoyed being alone. I then continued my journey. Once I was done with the Canopy Park, I headed to the hedge maze. I found myself giggling while trying to find my way out. I had fun. Or maybe it was because of the laughter I heard from the distance. People were having fun, which affected my mood in a positive way. Eventually, I found the staircase that leads to a platform that lets you view the maze from above. After that, I found the exit and proceeded with my journey. Next was the Canopy Bridge. I wouldn't say I felt so much at that moment. It's just a bridge. But what I did think is how nice it would be if I took my mom or my dad here. I don't think we ever been here before together, or even if we did, I just forgot about it. I then went to the Mirror Maze, which was quite fun. I wouldn't say it's memorable, but I did take some decent photos. Looking back at these photos, I never would have thought I enjoyed a time where it was just me, myself, and I. And now comes the final attraction, the walking net. Oh boy. I needed to go onto the walking net to get a proper picture of the bouncing net, which was the attraction that's part of my assignment. Getting onto the net was a mess. I fell Like, I actually fell, and my feet were hurting. At that moment, I said to myself, am I really doing all this just for a part of the assignment that isn't even required or gonna be graded? Yes. Yes, I did. The more I think about it, the funnier it gets for me because my parents think I'm always focusing on cosplay or hanging out with my friends instead of focusing on school, which is the reason why I'm in Singapore in the first place. But you can clearly see the amount of effort I put just to be a good student in my school. Like, am I not allowed to have some fun now? It took at least 10 minutes to complete walking on the net. Never gonna do that again. Really. Once I exited the net, I decided to go back to the foggy bowls. I sat down the moment fog started coming out of the bowls. The music was still blasting in my ear, but I saw that my phone was almost out of battery, so I decided to just stop listening to music now. I packed my earphones away, and while I was doing that, I was greeted with the giggles and laughter of the children around me. Who knew such joy could give another person more joy and make them think about life? Because that's what those children did to me. I looked at them and reminisced those times I was their age and laughing like that. And then it reminded me of all the times I laughed during my time here in Singapore. All those moments were involved with my friends. They were in those moments I was laughing like a child. And the reason why my friends see me as childish is because when I'm around them, they heal my inner child. And now I'm sitting here in a foggy bowl as an adult, looking at children having fun and seeing myself in them. I arrived at lunchtime, thinking I'd be home by 2 p.m. I stayed there until 4. I was done with my assignment. I wanted to stay longer and spend more time with myself since it was a rare moment where I felt peaceful, alone. But when I checked my phone, it said 15%. Well, shit. I packed my bag and rushed to the ground floors. I was contemplating whether I should take the MRT or book a Grab. I decided to take an MRT. And then I decided to take a Grab. I tried to go to the pickup point. And then I gave up and decided to take the MRT. I booked the Grab. 7%! My phone was at 7%! But luckily, there was a driver nearby. The driver was 3 minutes away and boom, 3%. Why? Why suddenly? And the moment the driver was 2 minutes away, boom, dead. My phone died. All I can do is hope that I could find the plate number of the car. 2 minutes passed and luckily I did. The moment I entered the car, I was greeted by the driver with a Sabrina. They said it with an accent, an Indonesian one to be specific. I assumed the driver was Indonesian. I apologized for looking so lost and explained that my phone died midway. The driver was kind enough to lend me a charger. Usually on my way home, that's when I isolate and listen to music. But because it was silent, I decided to have a conversation with the driver. He seemed to know I was Indonesian. I think it was because of my name. We spoke Indonesian for quite a bit, and then I explained my origin and that my dad's Batak and my mom's Minang. We had a good conversation on my way home. I shared how I find Singapore, why I was in Jewel in the first place. The energy was really nice. The moment I was dropped off, I decided to tip the driver $12. I was in a pretty good mood. I enjoyed doing my unnecessary task for school. But the moment didn't last long though. I arrived home and I was greeted with a messy room. Clothes, papers, Eva foam, art materials, cables. They were scattered everywhere. At that moment, I was reminded about myself again. At the end of the day, I'll always end it alone. I sat on my bed and started thinking. The feeling of peace, it was gone. It disappeared so quickly. I'm back to being conflicted by myself again. I had such a good day by myself, only for it to be ruined by myself again. I truly hate myself. I kept thinking about my old friends, my current friends. I wanted to know what they felt about me. But at the same time, I didn't want to hurt myself with the truth. The thing I fear the most is the moment where the people I love see me the way I see myself. For 3 whole hours, I was just there, on my bed, overthinking. I was supposed to be exporting my photos. The only way to keep me working are people. I really can't be alone. I tried asking my friend if I could join a call they were in. They said maybe not, so I was back to procrastinating. I asked a different friend, and luckily, they agreed to stay on call with me while I do my work. I didn't need noise or a conversation. I just needed to know someone was there in order to keep me working. There was silence, and then I found myself crying. Unfortunately, my own thinking overpowered me. I ended up losing my streak. I was 11 days clean, but I decided to hurt myself again. I felt awful, knowing that the cause of this was myself. I didn't know what to do. I always feel this way, but I've already reached the point where I don't know how to properly express myself without sounding like a joke. For an energetic girl who has been labeled a joyful energy, I'm pretty sad. I just don't know how to express it properly because I don't want to affect others. I mean, I've already affected others in a positive way. I'm scared that I just might reveal how I truly feel and make myself feel worse when I notice that they regret crossing paths with me. I know that I probably am already affecting people that way, and I hate myself for it. I really want to fix it. I just don't know how to. I don't know what to do with myself, how to fix myself, how to be a better friend. Heck, I don't even know how to ask someone what I can do to be a better friend to them without hurting myself. I always want to change myself for others. But what about for me? I always thought my feelings aren't valid. I have thought about myself, but every time I think about me, I just hate it. I find myself happy when I'm with other people. I forget about bad things when I'm with other people, but when I'm with myself, things just go horribly wrong. I just wanted to go back to that moment a few hours ago, where I actually felt peace when I was alone. To my friends and people who are always around me that managed to make it into this part of the video, I'm sorry. I love you all, really. I'm sorry for being too attached. I just find myself happier when I'm with you guys. I'm not sure how to properly express the way I feel, so I made this video in hopes someone could understand where I'm coming from.